Okay, then so we'll move on to talk about the team selection. Then, for a start, obviously the name that leaps out off the team sheet, given the fact that he hasn't been included for so long, was Jonathan Douglas. Very strange one for him because it felt like that he'd been moved away from being picked by Mick, that his time at Town was coming to an end, that he wouldn't be here, and by all accounts he still won't be here come the start of next season. And then all of a sudden he's thrown back into the team. Now, we'll come on to the abuse in inverted commas in a bit, but overall I don't think it's his fault, but he's not cut out for the team anymore. He's not good enough, and I would have thought that in a game where you'd want to try and build as much of a positive atmosphere as possible, that's Mick's savvy enough to know that's only a change that will get everyone on his back, despite how well or otherwise Jonathan Douglas plays.
I think the way I look at this is, not only do I think it's an insult to the fans, that obviously there's a lot of fans that feel strongly that he shouldn't be nowhere near the team. I'm one of them. There's a lot of people that know he's not good enough to play for the club. But secondly, this is a player that's been told by McCarthy, you're out of contract in the summer, you're leaving. And then I think it's an insult to the players that he's being picked over, because he's been outside of the squad for 2 months.
Yeah, last played in the league, Fulham at home on Boxing Day.
Now, what does that say to players like Kevin Brew and Andre Dazelle and those that have been on the bench in front of him? Of course, Emily Hughes didn't make the squad because he was injured. But what does it say to those players that are busting a gut to try and get in the team? I mean, and then somebody who can't do the business, has proven he can't do the business, has been told he's going to leave, is one of the fans' most disliked players, gets picked out of the wilderness to start a game. I just can't work out what was going through McCarthy's head. I can't understand how he come to the decision to go, you know what, I'm going to play Douglas. And it was almost like sticking two fingers up to the fans and saying, I'm still the manager and you can't do anything about it. And that's the way I look at it. He may not have had the worst game in the world, but I don't see the point. If you're going to get rid of him at the end of the season, what's the point in playing him when you could just stick someone else in there, like Dazelle? I mean, Brew come on for Skuse and did all right. So why wasn't Brew starting alongside Skuse? It baffles me, the decision to start him.
Absolutely, totally agree. I was more incensed that Diakaragua didn't start. I mean, yeah,
him as well.
Yeah, he hasn't set the world on fire for Town, but he's done it in there and done a good job. To be fair to Douglas, I'm going to give him credit, because the fact is, there's no need for him to give his all for Town, because he knows he's going to leave in the summer. He knows the fans dislike him. But to give credit to him, yes, he wasn't particularly dynamic, but he went in there and he did a job for the team.
He certainly wasn't the worst player in the Town shirt on Saturday.
And for that, I think he should be commended. But I totally agree with Kieran. It's McCarthy's way of, once again, getting back at the fans.
The thing I don't understand about the Douglas decision is that even if Mick does genuinely believe that he's the best man for the job, which I do as well, I don't think that... there's obviously a part of him that I think is going to try and stick two fingers up to the fans in that way, but I don't think that can be entirely driving his decision. So if he genuinely does believe that Jonathan Douglas is the best man to put in that role, he knows, and he's not stupid, he's savvy enough to know that the fans don't think that. And in a time where he's come out and said subsequently that the atmosphere is so important to the result, why is he not making more of an effort to generate a positive atmosphere? Things like picking Jonathan Douglas are only going to create more of a negative atmosphere.
Exactly.
And then he's subsequently come out and had to go, and he's come out and had a go at the fans for having a negative reaction, even though this is one of the many factors that have caused it. We'll come on to those in a minute, but
exactly.
That's why it baffles me, because even though he probably does, but genuinely believe he's the best man for the job, but look at the fan reaction. That's got to be important.